We are the Mountaintop Makers, and we live in a cabin in the woods.
We love nature and creating. If you do too, hit subscribe and give us a like. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a full cabin tour, show everyone our property and what we've done with it so far. It's a beautiful fall day in upstate. So this is our driveway. When we first moved in, there was no driveway here. And as mud season came upon us, it became very necessary for us to have a driveway. So we had a couple loads of rock delivered and we used a tractor to just iron it out and make a nice little driveway here. It also has a walkway that connects the driveway all the way to the front door. This is our 1950s Willys Jeep that we are currently working on restoring. We've had it for a couple months. We're excited for what it's gonna look like. Here you'll see our 3 ducks that we have. They're very friendly. So this is where our ducks live. We originally built this house for our first round of chicks that we got back in March, and it worked out really well. So over here we have our vegetable garden that we started back in the spring. We have cherry tomatoes, which has, I think, done the best over here so far. Some cabbage, peppers, kale. So next year we're aiming to have a garden about 4 to 5 times the size of this, so we can have a bigger yield.
Over here we have the pond that I ended up building. There's the 3 main layers of the pond. There's this main layer in the bottom here. There's a small middle section over there. And there's the top pond. This pond has 2 waterfalls, and it took around a month and a half to build. Most of the materials for the pond came from around the area. Before the pond was here, this was a pile of sticks and garbage, and these 2 boulders weren't even visible. Shortly after we finished the pond, we ended up adding this seat here, which we use to drink coffee and relax.
Over this way is our flower garden that we have in our front yard. When we first moved in, this was all just a normal grassy yard, and we had our vegetable garden we were planning on putting over there, so we figured that it would be perfect for the front yard to put a flower garden. We have some pretty large rocks that we encountered while doing our pond project over there, so we figured those are a perfect way to add something unique to our flower garden. We decided to not really plant our garden in traditional rows. We kind of just wanted to have it look natural. We also don't go crazy with weeding because we want to continue the natural look. Over here is our stump deck and our beautiful kitty, Kiwi, enjoying some sunbathing. So this tree was already cut down when we moved in here, and sometimes we would sit on it or climb on top of it, but it really wasn't usable. So we figured what better way to make use of it than to put a level platform where we do all kinds of things. She gets the most use out of it, but we also do yoga up here. It's really also just a great surface for cutting wood and building things. And the wood on this, the wood that we use to make this is actually from the tree itself that was cut down because the pieces of wood were saved back there. So we just use our sawmill and made a nice little deck. Here is our staircase through the woods that is about halfway completed, I would say. We started using this as a pretty regular path since we started keeping our tractor and other equipment up there, so we figured it's a perfect place to put a nice staircase platform walk through the woods. This is our equipment storage. This is where we keep our tractor that we got a few months ago, our lawnmower. This is also where our gator parks. We will eventually be moving this down near the house for the winter with a more permanent roof on it. But this is where it lives right now. You want to see the sawmill?
This is the sawmill area. We have a lot of wood that's just sitting here stacked at this point. We're gonna have to build some storage for this for the winter. But right now we have mostly construction lumber here. We have some longer pieces over on the other side. There's maple up against the tree. We have some random pieces over in this pile. This was kind of the trial, the test, because I'd never used a sawmill before. So when I was using it, I just kind of tried things until I got what I wanted. So there's a bunch of semi-usable pieces in there. The sawmill itself is over here. It's 25 years old and it still runs pretty well. There were a lot of fallen trees in the woods when we first moved in. So we've come in here and we've cut them up into pieces that we can then cut on the sawmill. Back here we mostly see ferns for the ground vegetation. The reason for that is because most of this is ledge and it's slate ledge, so there's nowhere for the roots of normal plants to go. This is one of those pieces of ledge that pops out of the ground. And if you look up, you can see the Starlink, and that's how we get all of our internet. Now we're behind our house and behind the chicken coop. This is where we've made the majority of the paths through the woods here. There's a large pile of wood that is to be processed.
This is our favorite wild tree that Ben has been working on bonsaiing since the springtime. So this is where we have our Starlink satellite. There was a lot of trial and error in deciding where to put it when we first got it back in February. We initially had it on our roof. We tried it on the ground in part of our yard, but where we live is so mountainous and there's not one flat area with a very good access to open sky. So this is where we decided was the best place for it. This is one of our most recent paths that we have made. We use a combination of the gator and our tractor to clear paths through the woods back here. One of our future projects is going to be building a little staircase to connect this path that we just came from with this walking path right next to the pond.
We recently added a roof to our egg collection system because during heavy rainstorms, we found that it just kind of funneled water right into the house.
So this is our chicken area where our chickens and chicks free range all day. They love it. They have a ton of space. It has a lot of rocks and trees that they get to just perch on. Ton of leaves and material for them to dig through. It's insane what has happened to the landscape just by having them over here. It makes it a lot easier for us to be able to walk through it. They've really cleared the area. Here we could see a hen on an egg. We were sure to make the door of this chicken house wide enough so that when we do clean it out, we can just pull the tractor right up here and scoop everything out. I think that's about it for the outside area, so let's head inside.
This is the inside of our screen porch. We have a flower section over here. We have our dining table that we use when we have guests over. And we have our parrots' perch when they hang out outside.
What's up, guys? Welcome to our kitchen. Here you can see our countertop that we spent about a year making. We are super proud of it. When we first moved in, the fridge was right here. So the kitchen was just super small and just closed off, hardly any counter space. So we rearranged it with the fridge over here, added a dishwasher, finished up the side of this counter, which just opened up this so much and made it so we can actually have a good amount of counter space here. We also added the oven with the hood, so we're really proud of what we've done in the kitchen. You can see the white walls that we completed just a few weeks ago. We're really happy with the result of that and how open it makes the room feel. You can see Smokey up there. This is our perch system that we have built for the birds. We've modified it a lot to make it as efficient as possible. We've rearranged this room 3 times since living here, and we think that we found the most optimal arrangement for it to be. It really flows with the layout of the house and kind of separates the kitchen from this living room space. From us and Smokey, thanks for watching our cabin tour.
There's lots of projects on the web.
Be sure to watch for our video next Monday.
See ya.